That lawnmower. That's it. Start that. Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know.
It made a post and basically told Roach. He tagged Lamar Roach and he said, "Look, you're not getting in that fight with Tank."
A day in the life of Gervonta Davis, as he prepares for Jake Paul, revolves entirely around discipline and dedication. Each training session is carefully built on sharpness, power, and speed. From intense conditioning drills to focused sparring, Davis remains locked in and unwavering in his mission. Every workout reflects his determination to show the world he is ready for the challenge ahead, leaving absolutely no space for distractions. Rolando Romero's remarks provide a balanced outlook on the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul matchup. He stresses that Tank's legacy is already secure regardless of the result. As a world champion with remarkable accomplishments under his belt, Davis has nothing to prove against Jake Paul. Still, Romero admits that Jake's natural size does present a genuine advantage. While Paul's bigger frame may offer him physical leverage, it does not take away from the accolades, respect, and legacy Tank has already built.
Paul might be too big for him, but Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or as an exhibition, we don't know if they throw at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, a 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give, that's fair, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamar Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know. It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or all that stuff, right?
Paulie Malignaggi draws a sharp distinction between size and experience. While Jake Paul has gained popularity and grown in strength, Malignaggi maintains that in boxing, experience trumps raw power. Gervonta Davis has performed on the sport's biggest stages, headlined major events, and battled against elite competition. No matter how physically imposing Jake Paul may be, he cannot match Davis's years of training, superior ring IQ, and ability to adapt. Malignaggi insists that in boxing, skill, and experience usually determine victory far more than size.
I think Davis is more to lose because he's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as where his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. Yeah. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks,
the answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, it's still a highlight moment,
a visual that will stay forever.
Yeah, but if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion, multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Algieri, the champ, even you, Jimmy, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy if he hits you clean. So we know the risk, but how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing, and I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot? that he still hasn't earned, mind you.
Teofimo Lopez views the event more as a spectacle than a traditional sporting contest. To him, this fight is not about legacy or championship rankings, but rather about entertainment and financial reward. He recognizes that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis will earn massive paydays, and that factor cannot be ignored. Although it may lack the prestige of a title bout, Lopez believes the event still benefits boxing by drawing mainstream attention. Even a spectacle-like fight, in his view, can bring in new fans and expand the sport's reach.